Ever wonder if your emotional response or deep-rooted patterns are tied to something bigger? Like the nodes in the moon? In this week's astrological autopsy, we are diving into how a node-moon conjunction can sometimes point to a narcissistic tendency. Could this powerful aspect be shaping the way you connect with others? Or even how you perceive yourself? Hey, tune in to uncover the hidden dynamics at play and what they mean for your soul's journey. Come on, what you waiting for? I know you want to know. Welcome to Creepily Accurate Astrology, the podcast where we don't just talk about the stars, we break them down with spine-tingling precision. Ooh. If you think astrology is just about your sun sign, think again, my friends. See, we are diving deep into the cosmic web, uncovering the secrets of your natal chart and revealing astrological insights that are so accurate they will leave you questioning the universe, and maybe even yourself. This is your host, your astrologer, Crystal Jackson. Oh yeah, and we can't forget about the empowering aspect of it. The part that helps you with personal development, which in turn raises your vibrations. You curious? I know I am. Thank you for being here and welcome in. Come on, let's go. Are you ready to go? Where no astrologer, as far as I'm concerned, has gone before. Oh my gosh, who is that? Who is there? Who's there? Guys, it's just me. Nothing to be worried about. Nothing to be scared about. Now, this is the astrological autopsy, where we uncover the uncanny chart connection. Welcome to another deep dive on the astrological autopsy, where we're all about dissecting the mysteries in your chart that seem, creepily accurate. Today, guys, we're unlocking the potential impact of the moon conjunct the nodes. See, this aspect, come to find out, is found in a surprisingly number of charts with narcissistic themes. So this, my friends, it offers a fascinating insight into a person's path of self-expression and emotional awareness. So come along and let's explore what's going on beneath the surface. So it's only fair to start with a bit of context. The moon, it represents our emotions, our inner world, and often the core of our subconscious mind. The lunar nodes, however, are about life's karmic lessons. So when the moon sits conjunct the nodes, there's like an uncanny accuracy in how it relates to emotional visibility or a lack of thereof. The closer this conjunction, the stronger the influence, creating a potentially potent, sometimes intense karmic focal point. So with the moon being our emotions and the node being our karmic lessons sitting so close together, it has this powerful energy, and it heightens the moon's emotional status. So like let's say the nodes, the Rahu is like obsessions. It's our obsessions, what we obsess about. So if the moon, our emotions, is sitting right to what we obsess about, it can make us more obsessive about ourselves emotionally, which can in turn come off as narcissistic. Let's talk about it. Let's just get into it. That's basically the breakdown of the moon and the lunar node. And the lunar node is In Vedic astrology is Rahu and Ketu, and that's the dragon without the head. So here's an intriguing fact. So did you know that many people with this conjunction report extreme sensitivity to validation and self-perception? And this often ties to narcissistic tendencies because there's a drive to be seen and validated, yet a difficulty balancing those needs with empathy. So we're going to start with the dissection of the moon conjunct the nodes, okay? Let's go. The dissection moon conjunction and the node. So let's unpack, guys. So the moon conjunct the nodes and why it can lead to what we interpret as narcissistic traits. This is why. So typically with this conjunction, there's a strong pull towards focusing on self-expression, right? And this is often to the point of self-centeredness. You feel me? So this person may feel an inherent need to be seen and understood deeply. And when this need isn't met, it can manifest as an overemphasis on self-image, leading to classic narcissistic trait. One, self-absorption. One, self-absorption, which emotions become central to identity, making it hard to empathize with others. Two, the need for attention. There's an almost gravitational pull towards receiving validation, making a person crave acknowledgement. Three, emotional sensitivity. So they often might feel emotions intensely, especially around perception by others, which can feel overwhelming and lead to defensive behavior. So let's say, for instance, right, hypothetically, imagine a chart where the moon conjuncts the north node in Leo. There's going to be an intense need for self-expression because that's what Leo's about, self-expression. And remember, the north node is obsessions. And the person may feel deeply unseen if they're not the focus of attention. Conversely, a south node conjunction might indicate someone struggling to shed a past life's overemphasis on self, because the south node is what you're trying to get away from, let go. So it can shed a past life overemphasis on self, thus replaying these patterns in this person's life. They're not able to let it go. So, of course, we're going to talk about a few who have this placement in their chart. But before we go there, if you're thinking, hey, I have the moon conjunct my south node in Scorpio, does this mean I'm destined to experience extreme emotional highs and lows? That would be a great question. Now, this emplacement does indeed amplify emotional extremes, making it easy to fall into patterns of emotional self-absorption. However, understanding this can help you actively cultivate balance, awareness, and empathy. So we're going to talk about, again, some celebrities that we all know, or infamous serial boo, 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 cha, 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 you know what I mean, who have this placement. So let's get there. All right, guys. So before we jump into this, let me do a disclaimer like usual. Everybody with this placement doesn't mean that they have narcissistic traits or anything like that. It's different things that affect the chart differently. You know what I mean? So this is just a pattern that I've seen. And I just wanted to put that disclaimer out there. So I don't want you to get paranoid if you see this placement, because it could be something extremely great in your chart that just knocks this right out the box. However, we're going to identify some public figures with the moon conjunct the north or south node. And this, my friend, I feel like is a fascinating way to explore how this aspect can manifest in people with prominent personalities. And since the birth time accuracy, it keeps shutting, okay? Because the birth time accuracy is essential for no placements. Then we're going to use some well-documented charts that has the time. So here are some notable individuals with this placement and insights on how it might show up in their lives. So we were going to start with the famous, beautiful Marilyn Monroe. So this aspect she had was moon conjunct her, let's see, was it her, I think it was her north node. Let me make sure. Nope, I was wrong. It was her moon conjunct her south node. See how you think you could just remember these things? You got 1,000 things to, okay, let me not ramble on. Okay, so it was her moon conjunct her south node in Aquarius, guys. So I don't know much about her because I was not even alive, I believe, before she even died. But just from what I heard, I don't think, well, let's see. Let's do an analysis. So Marilyn's life, she embodied the emotional intensity. She did. And deep need for public recognition. She did. And this is often seen with this conjunction, guys, especially conjunct the south node. She did carry an undeniable charisma, and she was very adored by the public from what I come to understand. But she did struggle with a sense of emptiness, if you guys remember. Now, this conjunction in Aquarius also added a unique, almost detached aura, yet it may have amplified an inner loneliness, especially in her personal relationships. We have one of my favorite singers in the whole wide world. I have a few of them, and she's one. Anita Baker is another one, and Toni Braxton. But Whitney Houston. I remember for Christmas, it was years ago, I think I was in a foster home, and my dad came by, what do you want for Christmas? All I want for Christmas is a Whitney Houston CD. And that's what he got me in this, I want to dance. What's nice? Played that shit out. Still listen to that today. So anyway, she had her moon conjunct her north node in Aries. So we all know Houston, she had a powerful emotional connection with her audience, like me. And her sense of destiny in her career, it illustrates the moon conjunct the north node dynamics. So her Aries, with it being in Aries, it may have intensified her drive, making her emotionally invested in achieving recognition and leadership in her field. Despite her struggles, her connection to her life mission, the north node, was evident. But this placement may have contributed to feeling an insatiable need to prove herself. Now, I don't know much about Kurt Cobain. I just know that it was documented. A south node conjunct, a moon conjunct the south node, so I had to use it. So his was in Pisces, and based off of the information that I found about him, okay, so let's just go when the moon in the south node is in Pisces, it does point to an intense internal world, right? Because Pisces is it's a theme of dissolution and emotional depth. And when it's coupled with the south node, it may amplify. I guess he had a disconnection, a struggle with boundaries, from what I was saying, and a pull towards escapism. So this aspect likely contributed to his internalized emotions and longing for deep understanding, though it manifested as a disconnect in his external world. Steve Jobs, moon conjunct south node in Pisces as well. We all know who Steve Jobs is. Well, his Pisces, it reflect a profound sense of mission, but also a drive to transcend everyday limitations, right? So this often results in intense self-focus. And we know Jobs was known for his visionary qualities and commitment to innovation, which is a Pisces theme. However, the south node here, it suggests past life patterns. And for Jobs, this may have resulted in him channeling much of his inner world into his career while struggling with empathy and personal relationships. And our favorite gal, a lot of people love, as well as Princess Diana. Her moon was conjunct her north node in Aquarius. Now, remember, Marilyn Monroe was south. Hers is north. And the north node is your obsessions, or it's what you're moving towards in this lifetime. And the south node is what you're trying to let go. So her north node moon conjunction, it It made her emotionally invest in her public role in humanitarian work. So this placement amplify her empathy and her need to connect with others in her authentic, impactful way, leading her to champion humanitarian causes. However, the intensity of this aspect may have contributed to her feeling overwhelmed by public life's emotional demands, and this might impact her happiness. So these five right here were more about the intensity of the node, how it may have manifested in an intense way. So now we're going to talk about some infamous killers, or I'm trying not to say that without saying that, because I don't think we can say that. Infamous individuals. Let's say that. So again, these five were examples. It shows the manifestation of the moon conjunct the nodes. It's highlighting the push-pull between like an emotional expression and a personal identity in the chart. So each of these individuals experienced the aspect drive for visibility and validation in ways that were both empowering and at times could have seemed overwhelming. So let's talk about what we have coming up next. Politicians are infamous people. All right, so now we're going to examine the moon conjunct the nodes in the charts of infamous figures with documented narcissistic or antisocial traits. And this, my friend, is going to provide a unique insight into how this aspect can correlate with extreme personality characteristics. Now, the aspects in this chart of certain political figures and criminals have been studied by astrologists for its potential to heighten self-focus, emotional intensity, and a strong desire for public impact. Yes, qualities that when channeled negatively can feed into narcissism or antisocial behavior. And you know I'm studying this, and you know I've been researching this. So let's take a swing. Who do y'all think is the first that I will start with? No, I'm just kidding. Adolf Hitler. So Adolf Hitler, his moon conjunct South Node in Capricorn. Oh, and can imagine. Capricorn is achievement, acknowledgement. It is ambitious. It is seriousness. It is detachment. Okay, initiative, starting projects and shit. It knows how to lead. So Hitler's moon South Node conjunction was in Capricorn, which is a prime example of how this aspect can manifest in a public figure with extreme narcissistic traits. So the ambitious Capricorn combined with the South Node's past life pull, it can contribute to a deep-seated need for control and a legacy-focused mindset. So guys, his placement may have intensified his obsession with power and legacy. Often characteristic of malignant narcissism, alongside a calculated emotional detachment that served his authoritarian agenda. Okay, now you can see how that could have happened. And we got moon conjunct North Node in Taurus. So Taurus is about possessive. Taurus is patient, is stability, is building, but it's also about holding on and not letting go and being possessive. So with Bundy's moon North Node conjunct in Taurus, it revealed he was grounded yet self-centered. So that nature, that emotional nature with Taurus potentially contributed to a persistent need to fulfill his personal desires, often without regards for others. This aspect likely enhanced his charm and charisma, traits he used to manipulate others, because Taurus is ruled by Venus, the planet of beauty, right? Charisma, creativity. So the North Node's influence can intensify the pursuit of a personal mission or identity, potentially contributing to his detachment from moral consideration and disregard for others' well-being. All right. Now we're going to talk about Joseph Stalin. I don't know much about him. I just know that he had this aspect in his chart. All right. And from what I figured out, this is what I come up with. So his moon conjunct his south node was in Scorpio. So in Scorpio may have few. Okay, so with his moon conjunct his north node in Scorpio, this may have few his paranoid tendencies. He was paranoid, emotional ruthlessness, and his manipulative control over others. Scorpio is associated with power and transformation and can intensify negative traits when combined with the south node, especially in figures with authoritarian inclinations. So his infamous paranoia and drive for absolute power are consistent with the emotional intense and possessive qualities often tied to Scorpio placement, amplified by the karmic ties of the south node. And always remember, the south node is right across from the north node. So they're opposing. And again, I'm not sure if I stated this, and I don't believe I did. The nodes are not planets. They are points in the sky. They're not like an asteroid or a planet. It's a point. That's the best I can describe it. And last but not least, Jeffrey Dahmer. Boy, we got a lot going on with Jeffrey Dahmer. I'm working on him now. Doing a video breakdown of his association with tarot. Well, I'm doing a breakdown of him using tarot numerology and astrology, so to show the association between them and how they kind of compare and how you can tell and understand somebody through either three of these things. But let's jump back into it. So Jeffrey Dahmer, his moon conjunct his north node in Aquarius. So Dahmer's north node, moon conjunction Aquarius, it highlighted a complex blend of a detachment and a need for social connection, right? Because our moon is our emotions. And in Aquarius can be detached as well. So this may have conflicted with his lack of empathy. Aquarius is association with unconventional or detached behavior coupled with the karmic influence of the north node. This could have intensified his struggle to relate to others emotionally. While not typically associated with overt narcissism, this placement may have contributed to his difficulty in forming healthy relationships. He could have been overt, or he couldn't have been covert. He could have been covert. Thought he was smarter than everybody. It's the grandiose and it's the low-key one. I'm sure he was the low-key one. So anyways, guys, these charts illustrate how the moon conjunct the nodes can amplify self-focused, emotionally charged energies, particularly in signs that enhance intensity, control, or detachment, like Capricorn, Scorpio, or Aquarius. While it's essential to consider the entire chart for a comprehensive analysis, these cases suggest that this aspect can coincide with powerful inner drives, guys. That's what I'm looking for. That's what the astrological autopsy is all about. It's about looking for the hidden placements, patterns, aspects, and things like that that don't really jump out at us, or we're not really familiar with. Comparing a few charts so we can get some accuracy here, because it's not called the Creepily Accurate Astrology Podcast for nothing. I had to show something that's accurate, right? So anyways, in certain psychological profiles, these aspects can lead to narcissistic or antisocial traits. And that sums this up. So, guys, if you would like to have your chart analyzed, make sure to get at me, because remember that big 3 is going on to the end of November, and I do the nodes or Chiron or the big 3 in the sign in the house. I can interpret that for you. You have to check out my my website, www.inspiredvibrations.com. All right, and you can either go to the astrology page or the home page. And I believe we can close this episode up. And I would like to thank you for joining us on the Astrological Autopsy, Remember, astrology's greatest gift is self-awareness. Use it to understand yourself better, not to box yourself in. So if today's episode resonated, share with a friend. Keep an eye out for next Thursday's astro predictions and astrological autopsies. And remember, your energy is expensive. Be mindful how you spend it, and always protect your energy like the Secret Service protect the president, but not John F. K. Namaste, my baby. I will catch y'all on another Thursday. And that is a wrap for today's episode of Creepily Accurate Astrology. I hope you've gained some fascinating insight to the stars and your life's unique cosmic blueprint. Remember, the universe doesn't lie, and neither do the stars, nor I. So if you enjoyed today's episode, the deep dive into astrology, make sure to subscribe and leave a review. And if you're listening to this on YouTube, baby, make sure to like and subscribe. Okay. Don't forget you can connect with me for a personalized astrology, tarot, numerology reading. And for more information or to shop positive, empowering jewelry with Visit Creations by Us, www.inspiredvibrations.com. And check out the $5 promotion. I will put it in the show notes. Until next time, stay aligned, trust the stars, and keep shining, knowing you can always count on me. For sure. That's what crystal's here for. Your vibe is sacred, baby, and the universe has your back, as so do I. Namaste, my baby, for real. Catch you on another day.